Welcome, Fredrika Swenson, winner of the Project Academy's award for Best Thesis.
Thank you so much.
So you won with the thesis No Man is an Island. Can you explain a bit what that is about?
Yeah, the thesis is about how project managers have been affected by having to work distributed in their project work during the pandemic.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask them how they were affected and their experience from working this way.
And I think your findings is really relevant also for all of us, having lived through this era, you can say, but also the future.
Yeah.
But if we talk a bit about the different topics, because you have 3 topics.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was...
Seize the Day, No Man is an Island, and The Winds of Change.
Yeah. So what is that about, roughly, these areas?
Yeah, I interviewed 10 project managers and asked them about challenges and advantages during the situation, and also how they perceive the whole situation. Yeah. Because from the start, their project groups were meant to be working together at the same place, at the same office. And then they had to work from home and separated from each other. And when I analyzed their answers, it was kind of clear, these 3 themes. Seize the Day is about how they perceive the situation. Yeah. And here I saw that they talked about efficiency and flexibility, and the fact that even though this situation really affected them on an individual level and an organizational level, their ability to actually produce project results, that was good. They could actually do that. Mm-hmm. So they felt very efficient, and it was kind of a positive vibe in that theme. The other 2 themes, No Man is an Island, is more about what they had to change and what they lacked during this situation.
All right. But if we stay on the first one, because a lot of our contacts say that we have been able to achieve a lot of things in the projects, and it has worked kind of okay. So, so what's your take on that based on the interviews?
Well, they had to come up with some sort of solution and solve the problem, and they managed to do it by using clear agendas for the meetings, for the virtual meetings. And also by having a lot of meetings. Maybe compared to working together in an office, you can see each other more informally. You can ask someone a quick question. And here you didn't have that opportunity. So you had to book more meetings to see like the status of the project work. Where are we? Where are we going? And what do we have to do? And so much more efficient.
I also read that some of them felt like it also impacted the hierarchy problem in a positive way.
Exactly. Some of the project managers said that before it could have taken them like 2-3 months to get an appointment with the highest like CEO or the highest boss in the organization. But now they had the opportunity to just book a quick virtual meeting for 10 minutes, and they could just handle the business really quick and then check out from the virtual meeting and then go on with their project work. So that was a big difference.
We're also hearing a bit about this possibility to experiment, that nobody knew really the answer, so you let loose a force somehow.
Yeah, exactly, because they just had to solve the problem and solve the situation. So they had to be a bit creative. But they found similar ways, like more meetings and more virtual meetings.
And if we go to the second, No Man is an Island, which you also have as a theme for the whole thesis. So it seemed like that touched your heart a bit. So what is that then?
Well, it's about that even though they felt efficient and flexible and all those positive things, there was this feeling of something missing, something was lacking. And that was the energy and the social part of working together with your colleagues.
Yeah.
They stated that problem solving, creativity, and energy comes with the actual like physical room that you're in together, like meeting each other like this. And well, it was difficult to sort of get that through the virtual meetings.
Okay.
And they really missed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's so many layers of information in the actual physical room, like feeling the dynamics of a project group, understanding how someone is feeling, if someone is having like problems with their work, it's easier to feel it and also talk about it this way.
Okay.
And so that was something that they all agreed on.
All right.
Was a huge part of how they were feeling about this situation.
Okay. So on the human side, was there any input around that they felt a bit isolated or alone? Or?
Yeah, of course, there was a big difference, like comparing sitting at home in your kitchen, or someone was sitting in their laundry room.
Okay.
Or in their cupboard, sort of not cupboard, but like clothes room.
Yeah.
So they had sort of fixed office spaces in different parts of their houses or flats. And of course, there was a big difference sitting there compared to sitting in the office together with someone.
Okay.
And just feeling a bit lonely.
Yeah.
Sitting on their own. Yeah.
I'm also thinking about the people who have been employed during this time.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have the networks.
Yeah, exactly.
So for us others, it might be easier, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you come in and everybody's virtual, it's up to you a lot, I guess.
It's much more difficult to get to know each other.
Yeah. So the last theme then, the winds of change.
Yeah. Here I'm looking more into how the actual leadership is affected, and they said that they had to be much more focused on the individual and on the specific situation, and they had more meetings in the more virtual meetings, and kind of a higher digital presence to compensate for the lack of being together at the physical office.
Yeah.
And this was a challenge to meet those higher demands leadership-wise.
Yeah. So it sounds like they had to be more flexible with their own time somehow, right?
Yeah. And more scheduled check-ins with your project members.
So more one-on-ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That was organized.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen spontaneously.
No,
I guess.
no. Right. And also that they tried to sort of focus more on the sense making in the leadership.
Okay.
Like, what are we doing? Where are we going?
Yeah.
What do you have to do? Are you understanding what you're going to have to do?
Yeah. And I guess the sense making is a pretty important part of project work. Where
exactly.
It's a logical entity that I work for, but it's supposed to provide some kind of result and effect. And that also causes meaning, I guess.
Exactly.
So would you say that's more important than if people are...
Yeah, because it doesn't come for free.
No.
It comes more for free when you're meeting together in the office or in the conference room.
Yeah.
And when you're sitting on your own, like all apart from each other, you really need to work on that.
Yeah.
The sense making and checking in and
So what do you think if we go back then to the subject at large? Will we continue to have this distance meeting to a certain extent, or is it returning all to physical? Or?
No, they all agreed that this new way of working is here to stay.
Yeah.
Although maybe like 50% from home and 50% at the office.
Yeah.
They didn't see a full return to what it used to be.
No.
And here I think it's going to be interesting to see how you balance being back at the office, having all the creativity, the energy, the problem solving together, which takes quite a lot of time, I think. And then comparing it to the feeling of efficiency and flexibility that you have felt when you were sitting on your own. So this will be an interesting task for, I think, project managers and everyone to balance those two needs.
Yeah. I was also thinking about simple things like, before they had less commute time, now people can spend up to an hour one direction.
Yeah, exactly.
To commute.
And that was also something that all of the project managers that I interviewed said, that they have sort of won a lot of time.
Yeah.
They gained time from not commuting into work, and especially those living in the bigger cities that maybe before had 2 hours on the train to and from work.
Yeah.
And when they're working from home, suddenly they have these 2-3 hours where they can, spend time with their families or on your interests and hobbies instead. Yeah. That's a big difference.
And from the management side, it seems like it's been hard to control people, when they've been distant. And then maybe that has been good. So you feel is the trust in humans rising?
Exactly. Because that was also something that a lot of them said, that before maybe the bosses of the organizations, maybe they didn't believe that you worked so efficient from home.
No.
But during the pandemic and during this situation, people really proved that they did work because they produced project results and they were efficient. And so the trust has sort of, it's bigger now.
Yeah.
So that's good for the future, I think, and that you can show that you can work in different ways.
Yeah, and also I think that trust maybe is a really good way of moving forward. Also, even if we go physically, we can keep that trust on the individual.
Yeah. But I also think that you have to still work on that trust and not take it for granted. Because it might be easy to just slip into old habits when you get back to work. So I think there's a lot of smart things to bring from this experience, like the clear agendas for meetings and the feeling of efficiency that that you can actually do this and try to.
And I was also thinking, from my viewpoint, the meetings became shorter also.
Yeah.
And more to the point.
Yeah.
Instead of this, now we have what should we talk about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then finally, what do we do with the people we can't meet? They're in another part of the world. We only work on distance. Of course, we know from the start that's the case then.
Yeah, exactly.
But anything we should consider?
I think it's good to consider, how can I create energy? How can I create a good feeling in the work team and in the project team? Make room for and make time for getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Because through that you kind of build trust and you build understanding each other and tolerance. And also talk a lot about expectations.
Okay.
What do we expect from this meeting or this project, and how we're supposed to work together?
Yeah. And you also said sense making maybe is a big part of it, so a feel of belonging.
Yes,
even if I'm in my closet.
Yeah, exactly.
So Fredrika, thanks a lot for letting us interview you, and once again, congratulations
Thank you so
to your
much.
award.
Thank you.
Thank you.